The power of reading to create empathy is even being used to heal troubled minds. Get Into Reading was launched in Liverpool and started with the traditional idea of a book group.
I think that's the worst motive you've given yet for being the wife of young Linton.
But this one is different. The readers here suffer from a range of psychological disorders like depression. When I arrived, the group had got to a key chapter in Wuthering Heights, the one in which Cathy agonises over whether to choose conventional Linton or the brooding Heathcliff.
Every Linton on the face of the earth might melt into nothing before I could consent to forsake Heathcliff. Stop there and say, is this sort of state she's in something you'd aspire to? Would you like to be feeling what Catherine's feeling for somebody?
Definitely.
I'd have to feel it all the time, and I felt like that. You're like happy nearly all the time, and it can last for weeks, months.
It is a beautiful idea in one way when she says, I am Heathcliff. In another way, you get the sense that it could be very, well, you know, dangerous as well, that sense that
she's marrying someone under false pretences, really.
I can imagine it then from Linton's point of view. Imagine marrying Catherine, but then knowing that she's in love with somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, and he will. And he will find out.
I think deep down she should be with Heathcliff, isn't she?
Is he the one where she's sexually attracted
I think
to?
so, yes.
And the passion?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's who she should go for.
Jane Davis, who founded these reading groups, has seen some remarkable results.
People have reported, I felt better within 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that. So it's quite an intense experience, I think. And it's very liberating. I mean, I think for people who haven't read for a long time or perhaps have never been readers, it's incredibly liberating to suddenly discover this world of strong language that's about things you know about. There's something about the absolute depth of engagement, concentration, that the words enter you, don't they? They are part of you. Once you've got the willingness to engage with text, then I think the brain is being asked to do something more than simply absorb, picture, use imagination. It's a very active process.
Is there anybody here who has found that books have helped them in controlling mood disorders, depression particularly, anything like that? Would you mind talking about it?
I've had a number of strokes, and part of it then has led to, I think it's led to depression and very strong suicidal thoughts. And this time last year when I'd had a stroke, I came back to the group. I found that it's books and poems, it's words. It's just fantastic, it sends you into a completely different area.
I think if you suffer depression, it can be very, very low. And then all depression is pushing your feelings down. But if you read something which really touches, well, for me, it all comes out.
I've got a marvellous imagination, I used to have. So when you're reading, I used to be actually in there living what the book was saying. I lost all that. So I am now learning that bit by relearning it, how to, you know, get back into living in the book again.
My daughter said to me that reading has done more for me than any antidepressant could do. She's seen the change.
These readers don't need to think about the science that explains the way books can retune the mind. They just know that it works for them.